Hi everyone, today we are going to solve your 9th class model question paper, First Language English, which has released by KSEAB. So let's start here. You have to fill this information. Question number 1, 4 alternatives are given for each of following the question. So number 1 is means are as important as the end. The appropriate question tag to be added is option B, aren't they? Rule of question tag. If a statement is positive, we should change into negative question tag. Negative question tag rule first will take helping verb, not contraction. Plus, not plus pronoun. Aren't they is the right answer here. Second one, the grass is really like me. The figure of speech used here is option A, metaphor. Metaphor means two different things compared here with the same quality. So this is not. Second one is smelly. So similarly is a correct answer for this question. Third is personification. Personification is non-living thing or ethics are created by living things is called personification. Next, alliteration. Repetition of sounds or consonants is called alliteration. The suitable prefix to be added to the word responsible is irresponsible. Next, he works hard that he may become rich. Identify the clause of the underlined words. C. Adjective clause it is. If I dash faster, I could have won the race. The appropriate past perfect form of the verb to be filled in had walked. Option A. Because past perfect form there is had will become. That's what. Next, 6 dash doctor is the employee at California. Choose the correct article. The doctor is a particular, so we are adding here the article. Next, employee is there, so E will come in. Vowel. Vowels means and will be there. The and option B is the right answer. Next, observe the relationship in the first pair of the word and complete the second pair accordingly in the following. First, courtesy, good manners. The meaning of the courtesy is good manner. As it is, you should see next word, gesture. Gesture means activity. Next, realization. It comes under suffix enjoy, enjoyment. Next, meet, need. This question comes from homophones. Next, civility, civilities. Policy, policies, singular and plural. Next, rewrite as director. Change the voice of sentence. They gave the money. Gave comes past tense. So, the money was given by them. You should change your voice. The role of passive voice. If it is object, it will change to subject. Next, frame a question to get the underlined word as answer. The Indian ambassador visited the Western countries. So, underline word you should look here. Next, who visited the Western countries? It comes like your question. Next, use the words provided and write a sentence using if clause second condition. See here, if Rishma had money, she could buy a car. Combine the following pair of sentence by changing the adjective underlined to noun form. James was silent during inquiry. It did not help the police in bringing the culprit to book. James underline work is silent, so it is silence. James' silence during the inquiry did not help the police in bringing the culprit to book. Next question. Use the given phrasal verb in a sentence. Came across. We should use this sentence. She came across some old photographs in a drawer. Next question. Write the missing Write the meaning of the given idiom. A chance in a million, either no chance at all or very slim chance. Identify the error and rewrite the sentence correctly. The Vidhan Saudha is most prominent building in Bangalore. The Vidhan Saudha is the most prominent building in Bangalore. We should find it there. We should find your error of this sentence. We are added here the. Why the is here? Because it is the different article we will use here. You should identify like this errors. So whenever the particular things will be there, we are going to add the article, right? So that is the reason we are adding the Vidhan Sabha here. The most prominent building here. Like this, the will become here. This is the error in this sentence. Next, read the lines and pick out any four adverbs. As you all know, what is adverb? Which ends with the ly word, that is considered in adverbs. The word which describes about the verb is called adverb. So here you should read this all the lines. He put his pack all on his back and so merrily trudged over the sea. O peddler, what in is the pack? Come speedily and tell me to me. Then Robin Hood he was standing by, and he did laugh most heartily. Go you, try master, says Little John. Go you, try master, most speedily. They shouted their sound with friendly words. So in this sentence, I underline here. You also write like this in your paper. Merrily, speedily, heartily, friendly. These all words ends with ly. These all are adverbs. In the poem given below, pick out the lines that speak about the humiliation suffered by the woman. The grass is also like me. It has to unfurl underfoot to fulfill itself. But what does its witness manifest? A searching sense of shame or the heat of emotion? A scorching sense of shame or the heat of emotion are the lines that speak humiliation suffered by woman. Identify the main clause and subordinate clause in the given sentence. The exercise is so easy that I can do it. The exercise is so easy. It is main clause. Next, that I can do it, subordinate clause. Main clause, which gives independent meaning, is called main clause. So here it needs to be attached to an independent clause to form a complete sentence. It is called subordinate clause. I hope it is clear. Next, read the information and complete the sentence using more, most, least, favor or favest. No other state of the US has as much rain as Louisiana. Louisiana has the more rain than all the other states of the US. Next, the Green Party candidate did not get many votes. All the other candidates got more. The Green Party candidate has the fewest votes than all the other candidates. Comparative degree it is more. Next, fewest it is superlative degree. This topic is related to the degrees of comparison. Following are a few signals. What do they indicate? So this picture, remember where you did saw these all the things. These pictures are like, first picture, hotel eatery. Second is no entry. You all are aware of this. You know this very well. These pictures are very familiar to us. Question number 23. His skin is hanging on a wall. His bones are packed in a plastic white and shipped out. A gecko on the wall is hunting insect on his hide. Read the above lines of the poem and explain the extinction of tiger. These lines from the tiger poem. In the above lines given that tiger is been killing for its bones and for skin a gecko insects on wall. Here is a schedule of Renu. Renu is a girl. It talks about what Renu did in a week in August 2023. Read carefully and complete the following sentence with correct preposition. You know all preposition, position of the things, place, location, etc. Renu went to the library dash Wednesday. See, you should write downside. Renu went to the library on Wednesday evening. Renu went to the music class dash 5:30 p.m. on Tuesday. At 5:30 p.m. on Tuesday. Next, change the following sentence into reported speech. Reported means indirect speech. He said to the lady, "Give me a glass of water." He told the lady that give me him a glass of water. Change the following sentence into complex and compound sentence. It was raining. We stayed indoor. Compound. It was raining, so we stayed indoor. Complex sentence. We stayed indoor because it was raining outside. So we are adding here in the first sentence is what here? It is a conjunction which joins two sentences, right? Here it is the coordinating conjunction. In second complex sentence, because we are adding subordinate conjunction are used in complex sentence. In the complex sentence, there is a one main clause, then another clause is depending on the independent clause. Next, the given sentence into other degrees of comparison. Iron is the most useful of all metals. Iron is as much as useful of all metals. Iron is most Iron is more useful metal than all. Iron is the most useful of all metal. It is superlative degree. So, mainly used to show which of the noun in a particular context has the greatest or least degree of the quality mentioned. Next question number 28. The chart below shows information on the expenses incurred in conducting annual sports meet in a school. Study the chart carefully and answer the questions given below. Estimation of expenditure percentage. Here you should see this and you should see this percentage also. 10% tent shades and decoration, 30% cultural programs, 25% sports equipment, 15% refreshments, 15% mementos and trophies, 5% investigation, invitations and souvenir and certificates. Here, what is the percentage of expenditure on cultural program in the above given chart? The percentage of an expenditure on cultural program is 30%. We should see this 30% cultural program. Is it here, right? Is it here? 30% cultural program is here. Next, which has the least expenditure in the above chart? See here, invitations, certificates and souvenir has least expenditure. See here, only 5% invitations, souvenir and certificates is there, so it is a least. That's why in this all the list 5% in only list we are mentioned. Next question, list out the item that were needed to prepare the budget for the annual sports meet. So tents, chairs, decoration, mementos, trophies, invitations, certificates, souvenir. So you can see here what we need for the annual gathering function. Equipments, you can write this. Tents, shapes, decoration, invitations, souvenir and certificates, whatever, mementos and trophies. These all the things we want in this gathering, right? So we are mentioned the item of the list here. Below the story of Anansi, rearrange the story in the correct sequence. See, for this you have to read this all Anansi story. I given your number go through it, and you can write down downside there is a space, you can write like this. Anansi replied to the sky god, I can do it, what is the price? This will come to the first. Next to here second, A is second, B is first one, 2, 4 is there, both are same only, one you can skip it, no need to write, repeat. So I given here the numbers, you can write here sequence wise, there is a space for you all. Next, find out any 6 words related to airplane from the grid given below. So here you can find, I'll give you the direct related words for that. Airplane, wings, elevator, flaps, landing, rags, propellers, rotors, fuselage, cockpit. Change the following into passive voice. In 1977, the flying yellow banana is developed. See here, the flying yellow banana was developed in 1977. We should convert this to past. Okay. Next, as Child's Joy, the surfer is developed in 1965. The surfer was developed as a child's toy in 1965. Next, the first national snowboard race was held in the area outside Woodstock. Next, 33. Write a brief summary with the clues provided for the poem geography lesson. Florence, Hudson, Jet, Sprang, Habsburg, 10,000 feet, logic 6 miles high, late, high height. The poet describes the view B gets when the jet he is traveling reaches different. The poet was able to see clearly that the development of cities are grown, absurd, unplanned, and without any style. When the poet reaches about 10,000 feet, he was able to see that man had enriched. Oh, he was able to see the man had enriched or rivers and valleys, etc. When the jet went further 6 miles high, the poet saw that the earth was huge round mass of water and land, and it had more sea than land. You should explain like this. Next, read the extract and explain. You have to read this extract, and after this, you can explain. Must you inflict further injury in yourself? See, this sentence is taken from the best advice I ever had. It is written by Mrs. Vijayalakshmi Pandit. It is said by Gandhi to the Mrs. Vijayalakshmi. The injury referred to here is the pain caused by the feeling of bitterness in her heart. Gandhiji asked her not to hurt herself as she was already in sorrow with the loss of her husband. By this time, above sentence come from Gandhi. Next question. Tuitions for medical entrance are not just tuitions. The above sentence is taken from the lesson A Question of Space, which was written by Neera Kashyap. This is said by Vikrant's father. To Vikrant, to stressing the importance of medical entrance exam, father says that they coach you for a career for a highly competitive exams. One wrong answer could make all the difference. Vikrant is not concentrating on his studies for this. Father said the above sentence. Next, you look so careworn. This above sentence is taken from the lesson An Astrologer's Day, written by R.K. Narayan. This was said by astrologers to the passers by client. The nuts wander below out his flare and race to go home. This was the sign for his to bundle up. It had left him a darkness, a little shaft of green light which strayed for somewhere and touched the ground before him. They looked up and saw a man standing before him. His skin. He sensed the client and said the above sentence. New Jacko's nibble on his ear. Ear. Okay. So here, see, before going to write the question, you should read the question first. And after that you should identify from which lesson, from which poem it is taken by. And after that you have to write the writer name and poet name also here, as well as lesson or poem name. The above sentence is taken from the poem Tiger, which is written by Keki Daruwala. This sentence is said author to the readers. Once a time jungle is feared by his roar, as the birds which are on top of the tree, they disappeared. Monkeys screamed that what an uproar. Now Jekko that uproar on his ear. At that time Jekko is hunting insects on the wall. Next question. I always make my mark. The above sentence is taken from the poem The Pencil Story, which is written by Florence Hodgson. This sentence is said by the author to the reader's pencil is telling that it is very glad for it is useful, although pencil's speech is always dark. Every time it is used bundled by tummy. Miss Philip's mother and father's, it's always makes means I always does mark. Next question. Read the given lines of the poem and explain in briefly. Africa, my Africa, Africa of proud warriors in essential surveillance, Africa of whom my grandmother signs on the banks of the distant river. I have ever know you, but your blood flows in my veins, your beautiful black blood that irrigates the field, the blood of your sweat. The poet David Diop tells about his nation, which he had heard from his grandmother's song. The Africans were proud warriors, they essence they and ancestors belongs to seven Nahans. He had ever know Africa after listening the glory by his grandmother. He came to know the blood of Africans flows in the author's veins. The African people have been made as slaves filled of white men. They struggled so much they have been slaves for generation for white man. Read the poem and answer the questions. Okay, I am a little pencil. My name is H and B. I lie upon the mantelpiece for every to see. I am handled 40 times a day. It is a very life. And when my wits are rather dull, I am sharpened with a knife. I scroll when Tommy has me, and I draw all sorts of things from submarines and aeroplanes to cabbages and kings. I write lovely later when Miss Phillips is about, and if by chance I make mistakes, Miss Phillips rubs them out. What is the name of the pencil here? The name of the pencil is what? H and B. The name of the pencil is H and B. Next question. Where is the pencil kept? The pencil is kept upon the mantelpiece. Next. How many times a day it is handled? It is handled 40 times a day. Why is pencil sharpened? When the wits of pencil became dull, that time it is sharpened. Question number 40. There is a paragraph. So please you go through it. You can read it. Next, explain the absence of protocol among the government officials and minister in the Mauritius. So, or there is one more. In the evening, change came over her. She did not pray. She collected the women of the neighborhood, got an old drum, and started to sing. For several hours, she turned to sagging skins of the dilapidated drum and sang of a homecoming of the warrior. We had to persuade her to stop to avoid overstraining. That was the first time since I had known her that she did not pray. So she thumbed the sagging skin, the declined drum, how it is related with the grandmother. So now here you have to write like this. The cabinet minister and other in high position do not act as if they were born to grace. They are just like ordinary people one bumps into in a airport's lungs or in a hotel lobby. They are unassuming, accessible, communicative, and above all go about without a protective child hangers on and security men to repel council approached the residence of Prime Minister was a busy street lined with shops and crawling traffic. Question number 42. See, read this. You should read this paragraph and list out the instances where the polite conductor showed his civil behavior. Read this, please go through this. And how was the author R.K. Narayan portrayed the attractive appearance of the astrologer? Answer. The astrologer sat with a dozen codicils, a square piece of the cloth with axiomatic charts on it, and a bundle of palimpsest writing. His forehead was resplendent with a scared ash vermilion, and his eyes sparkled with a sharp, abnormal gleam, which was really an outcome of a continual searching look for customers. He wore a saffron colored turban round his head which attracted the customers. See, dear students, you should read this paragraph, okay? Read this passage. This is a passage for you. I already read this, so I want you read now. Next, you read now. Next questions. What do some people think about the aim of education? Some people think that the aim of education is merely to give knowledge. Next, which are the things that education should aim at? As a matter of fact, education should aim at all these three things together. It should give men knowledge, make them self-reliant and able to serve others. See, it's an essay. At least you have to write 18 to 20 sentences on any one of the following topics. So, air pollution and national festival. We will go with air pollution. So, first of all, whenever you are going to write any essay, you should give that introduction. Okay, introduction. You should write like this: pollution caused due to the unwanted waste in air by automobile, unwanted waste in air by the automobile industries, factories burning. It is plastic. Okay, just a moment. This word is plastic, etc. Air pollution causes many harmfulness in the earth. Next, body of essay. Nowadays, air pollution is increasing more in the metropolitan cities and important cities and places. It is increased due to the lack of trees and forests and using more number of vehicles. Conclusion: due to air pollution, we must plant more trees. We must avoid using vehicles or fuels due to the CFCs. The ozone layer is depleting. Plant more trees, save Earth. 45 question number. Imagine you are Rakshita of Government High School Mandya. Write a letter to your friend describing a book you have recently read and recommending it to him or her. Or else you are one more option is here. Imagine you are Bhargavi of Government High School Kalburgi. Write a letter to the editor of newspaper protesting against street noises. So the first and main part of the letter is from Bhargavi. You should imagine for yourself you are a Bhargavi. Okay. From Bhargavi Government High School Kalburgi. They are given here already this address and all the things. According to this information, we should fill in the letter to editor of newspaper Kalburgi. Respected sir, subject you should write now. Protesting against street noises. I am Bhargav from 9th Standard High School of Government in Kalburgi. Write an article on protesting against street noises in newspaper that government can help to the street. I can grant a request, you sir, please. Yours faithfully, Bhargav. You can write this here, this side. Okay. Next, after place, you write here. Thank you. Done. I hope it's clear. Thank you so much.